1952, King Nicholas came into a family with deep royal roots. Through his mother, Mrs. Grace Iyabwa Nimenimbo, he traced his lineage to King Erebele Loko VI, one of the distinguished rulers of the Ogo Kingdom of the 18th century. Through his stepfather, King Chief William Nimenimbo of the Kiribe unit, and his biological father, Pa Dixon Ibiebele Owunagiji, he was connected to the royal local house from both sides. Childhood and trials. King Nicholas's childhood was far from easy. He began life in the care of his stepmother, Mrs. Stella Sima Ibiebele, a firm but loving woman who taught him discipline and the value of hard work. At a very young age, he learned to fish from his father, traveling far into the deep sea and even helping establish fishing settlements. He started his formal schooling late in 1964, all thanks to the determination of his older brother, Orwell Ibiebele, who marched him to school and made sure he stayed there. Although he would soon be taken away to the city by his older sister, who promised to help him continue his schooling, but kept him at home instead. Faced with the neglect, young Nicholas showed his determination by escaping, swimming across a river in the night to return home. At a young age, he worked to pay his school fees, fishing after classes. In primary school, he once gave his father's prized shoes to the headmaster as collateral so he could take his exams. His determination to learn, no matter the cost or constraint, will follow him all his life. The Nigerian War years. In 1968, the Nigerian Civil War reached Ogu Kingdom. Rebel forces evacuated the people. King Nicholas, then only 16 years old, witnessed the tragic death of his brother, Kolo, at the hands of soldiers. He escaped into the mangrove forest and survived for 8 years while on the run before reaching safety at Ayama Peterside. His courage did not stop there. In Bonny, he tried to join the Federal Army as a way to defend his people. Though initially blocked, he later joined the ammunition carrier unit during liberation missions to Ogu and Okrika. His bravery took him to battle zones, but his heart never left the mission of finding his family. His persistence paid up. He eventually reunited with his mother and other relatives in Aba and returned home. His pursuit of education against all odds. After the war, King Nicholas completed his primary education, often being the oldest in the class, but never letting that discourage him. He earned admission into Okrika Grammar School, but due to financial challenges which blocked his way, he had to find another route by securing admission at King's College of Commerce in Buguma, where he completed his study, often funding his education from the sale from his fishing and with the support of his siblings. His school years were not just about academics. He was an athlete, a cultural performer, a respected leader amongst his peers. He finished secondary school in 1974 with strong results. Early career in Nigeria. After secondary school, King Nicholas taught bookkeeping before joining the Rivers State Ministry of Finance. Ever eager to improve himself, he also enrolled in the Teachers Training Institute, balancing work, evening classes, and leadership duties. His talent was recognized when he passed a competitive exam for statistics training at the University of Ibadan, but even greater opportunities laid ahead. Journey to the United States. King Nicholas learned about studying abroad and applied to universities both in the UK and the US. He chose the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, where he began studying public health before switching to regional analysis. He left Nigeria before his study leave, relying on his older sister, Christiana Ali, who pledged her sewing machine, and the kindness of his brothers, who provided proof of funds for his travel. God's favor showed again when he secured a Rivers State government scholarship for 2 years, and later when a kind American woman named Laurie became his wife and supported him to apply for loans that paid for his fees during his last year in the university. He went on to earn not only his bachelor's degree, but also another business administration from Florida Memorial College and a master's degree in business and agricultural economy from the University of Wisconsin in Platteville. Life abroad and return to Nigeria. Life in America taught King Nicholas independence, resilience, and adaptability. He navigated a new culture, survived on limited resources, and still excelled academically. His time abroad broadened his vision and strengthened his belief that education and discipline could transform lives. Upon returning to Nigeria, he combined his international exposure with his deep cultural roots, building a reputation for integrity and leadership. Marriage and family. King Nicholas's personal life was rich and full. His first marriage in Wisconsin reflected his openness to the world, and his marriage to Her Royal Highness Queen Gloria Ibiebele Nimenibo grounded him in his heritage. He is blessed with 4 children: myself, Christian, Dixon, and Grace. He was a devoted father, guiding us with the same discipline and faith that had shaped him. The mantle. In 2008, Destin fulfilled its promise. King Nicholas was anonymously chosen by the Local Royal House and endorsed by the Ogu Divisional Council of Chiefs to become the next king as Amayabo of Ogu Kingdom, Local the 9th. The selection process was transparent, dignified, and a reflection of the respect he commanded. His reign brought unity, peace, development, and pride to his people. One of his achievements was leading the building of this permanent palace here in Ogu Kingdom, a symbol of heritage and hope for future generations. The legacy of a king. King Nicholas ruled with wisdom, humility, and fairness. He was a bridge between tradition and modernity, championing education, preserving culture, and promoting peace. He carried the weight of kingship not as a privilege, but as a divine assignment. He lived by the truth and leadership of service to his people. He lived by the truth that leadership is service, and his people knew him as a man whose word could be trusted. Recognition and achievements. His Royal Majesty King Sir Nicholas Dixon Ibiebele Nimenibo JP Loko the 9th had a reign distinguished by historic honors and meaningful contribution to both heritage and community. Timeline of his key recognitions. Elevation to first-class chieftaincy stool and state recognition, January 4th, 2017. The River State government under Governor Nyesom Wike elevated the stew of the Amemba of Ogu to first-class status, formally recognizing King Nicholas's position and amplifying the prestige of Ogu Kingdom within River State traditional hierarchy. Official coronation as the 9th Amemba of Ogu, December 18th, 2018. His formal installation as the 9th Amemba of Ogu took place in Ogu Town Square, making the ceremonial affirmation of his traditional leadership among his subjects and peers. Launch of the book, Before the Mantle, November 14, 2018. Demonstrating his commitment to preserving cultural heritage, King Nicholas anchored and launched Before the Mantle, chronicling the Ogu royal dynasty and transforming oral history into written record for posterity. Admission into the Order of Knights of St. Christopher, KSC, July 25th, 2020. In recognition of his service and stature, His Majesty was inducted into the Council of Knights, a notable honor which conferred the JP title and reflects both spiritual esteem and civic recognition. Final reflection. From a little boy peddling a canoe to a king seated on the throne, King Nicholas's life was a journey of faith, resilience, and purpose. He faced hardship, but never gave up. He achieved much, but always gave God the glory. He loved his family, he served his people, and honored his heritage. Today, we not only celebrate my father, his reign, but we also celebrate humanity, his courage, kindness, and unwavering belief in God's plan for his life. May his memory inspire us all to live with integrity, strive for excellence, and trust in God's favor. Rest well, Your Majesty. Rest well, my father. Rest well, dear leader. Rest well, dear peacemaker. Rest well, dear daddy. Your legacy will live on forever.